doing? Charlotte Short-Term Rental Insiders. Hope you're doing great. Happy Friday. It's Caleb from My Tripify. Riley will not be joining us. He is in the field where he loves doing the field work. So today we're talking about cleaners, how to hire cleaners, what to ask them, essentially how to find the best cleaners. It's a unique skill set. I know because I've worked with plenty of them in the past, but it's a unique skill set. Our cleaners are absolutely amazing. I just want to kind of go through the process of what we learned, kind of what to look out for whenever you hire your cleaner or cleaning team, whichever way you want to go. But cleaning your Airbnb, really, really hot topic. I would say it's probably one of the most undervalued but most important skills to have is to have a cleaning team that knows what they're doing. They're able to communicate with you because things will come up, things will happen, things will get broke. It is what it is. We have guests in here that it's not their home. Things will happen. If somebody says nothing will ever happen to your property, they run for the hills. The cleaning team is really kind of that first line of defense for managing your property effectively and making sure that everything is top notch. So first thing, we're going to kind of go through 6 tips. We're also going to, I got a couple questions that you can ask your cleaners as well. First tip, I'll share my screen here second, but I'm going to kind of rattle through the first tip. Hire a team, not one cleaner. The reason why is, especially nowadays with COVID, people can be like, if you're relying on one person, you're over leveraged. You open the door for risk where, let's just say that one person, they're great, whatever it is. Let's just say they get COVID, they're not able to clean. Then what? Are you going to be able to jump out there to the property and clean it and turn it over for the next guest? Or, if you have multiple properties, are you able to be in two spots at once? So chances are that the answer is no. So tip number 1, hire a team, not just one cleaner. I know everybody's like, wait a second, I'm just starting out. How do I do that? You just ask them in the interview process. I would always recommend hiring a team, not one cleaner. Another thing is when things happen, getting the communication back and forth, that is really, really important. Having a tool to essentially communicate back and forth. We don't like text messages. It's very, I don't want to say informal, but it's easy to lose. It's easy to read and not be able to search things. It's hard to find things in text messages. So we actually use a tool called Slack. It's an online tool. It's very popular. Just look up Slack. I think it's slack.com. You can have multiple channels. You can have multiple people. So for us, we have our entire team in Slack. So they're communicating with our team. They're communicating with us. We're communicating with them. If we see something, for example, so use some type of online communication. Email, I would recommend against email or text message, just for that reason. Slack is very easy to just do a little quick search. Let's just say we have a property, say broken lamp. I'm like, crap, I don't remember what house that had a broken lamp at. Let me just search it. Chances are Slack will have the ability to find that lamp very, very quickly. Number 3, having an open line of communication. That is very, very important. Cleaners often get overlooked. They get taken advantage of. It's a very difficult job. I am not a cleaner. We have mad respect for our cleaners. Our team is amazing. If you guys are watching, thank you for everything you do. But having an open line of communication, if something's not right or you're not feeling right about maybe a certain turn or something happened, having an open line of communication is really, really important with really any part of business, specifically with your cleaners. So, just kind of set that precedence up front. Hey, look, nothing, personal, but hey, look, from a business standpoint, this, and this, we think we can get a little bit better at. And then same thing for us is we accept critical feedback. If we're not doing something well enough or you want it done a little bit different, we're all ears. Let us know how to work together. I urge you to be the same with your cleaners as well. They're a really big part of really any Airbnb success is at the heart and soul is really cleaners. So number 3, have an open line of communication. Number 4, one thing that is really, really important is having an online tool to know who's doing what clean. So we have an online portal where you can essentially log in, you can check the cleans, you can check the price, you can check the invoices, what cleaner's there, just to make sure everything is scheduled from our end, from a property management standpoint. That's very important because we can't have a property go uncleaned whenever the guest checks in. So our kind of rule is same day, get out there, do the turn. And then if we don't hear anything, we assume everything is good and gravy and ready for the next guest. So that's number 4 is really having an online portal to make sure everything is scheduled. There was one time that something wasn't scheduled. We caught it just because we're doing checks on our end as well. But sometimes things fall through the crack. Having an online portal to essentially double check everybody's work and make sure everything is scheduled so the business just keeps moving forward. That is really, really important in tip number 4. So number 5, and let me actually, I'll go ahead and share my screen, make it a little more visual for everybody here. So number 5, subscription service. This is something that is really interesting. didn't learn this anywhere. Just what our cleaning crew does now is we do a subscription service, and that might sound weird from a cleaning perspective, but it covers towels, linen, soaps, things like that. Things that are going to get damaged, like towels, linen, soaps, like they're always going to get damaged. We're constantly re-upping it. The cool thing about this is a subscription service. Essentially, it's a flat rate for us, the property management company, and be the investor, to where it's like X amount per month, and then the cleaning crew is essentially responsible for all the towels, the linens, the soaps on their expense. So for us, what we've done in the past and what we've learned from is essentially, if we're responsible for the towels, linens, the cleaners aren't incentivized to make sure everything is cleaned, make sure everything is not lost or stolen. If we do a subscription base, they're essentially on the hook for the towels, the linens, things like that. So they are incentivized to make sure the inventory is up to date. That's really inventory control, and things like that are very hard to keep accurate in this business with multiple parties involved, multiple guests, multiple days. Essentially keeping the cleaners incentivized to make sure that they're keeping everything accurate. So number 6, I don't know, QC team. Wow. QC team. You can tell it's Friday for me. Happy Friday, everybody. QC team. So quality control, quality assurance. Everybody calls it a little bit different, but it's usually one of those two. I would say that's a recommendation, a highly recommendation. If you're going out and finding new cleaners for whatever reason, having the cleaning team also do the quality control team, and not the actual cleaner doing it, but another party, another group of people. How this would actually go on a like a day. Let's just say somebody checks out at 11 o'clock, cleaning team comes in at 11:30. They do the clean, couple hours, they're done. Then we also have the QC team coming in behind them, essentially checking, making sure the cleaning is good to go. What that does is it gets another set of eyes on the property to make sure that the guest experience is there and it's A+ 5 stars, because that's really all we're looking for right here. So having another set of eyes, another pair of team members come in and look for different things. Obviously, they're looking for the cleanliness, but they're also looking for, making sure it's functional, making sure every guest has a towel and a washcloth, so on and so forth. So another question is, okay, if you don't have cleaners, where do you go? Turnover B&B, this is a really cool tool that we've just started to explore for some different functionality. Turnoverbnb.com, they're exploding. I actually talked to one of the managers yesterday about a couple things, but their platform is very streamlined. It's easy. They have a marketplace of where you can find cleaners, that it's essentially like the Airbnb, which is built on reviews and trust and essentially other hosts. Same thing here. It's really built on reviews of other hosts who have used these cleaners. So you'll essentially be able to read reviews, which is really hard to do from just a mom and pop cleaner down the street. Those are really the main talking points I wanted to chat about. If you have any questions about cleaning, drop them in the comments below. If you are watching on the live, I appreciate it. #live and then #replay on the replay. But a couple cleaning questions that we always recommend asking before you hire somebody. One easy one is, what's included in a clean? So you have essentially just to keep it super simple, you have a regular turnover clean, and then you have like a deep clean that we'll do, quarterly. So essentially turnover clean is quick, dirty, just making sure everything is good for the next step. A deep clean is like baseboards, literally everything that you could think of in the property. Obviously it'll run you a little bit more expensive. Our recommendation is doing it quarterly, just to make sure that the property is tip-top shape. A detailed breakdown of what is included in this cleaning, they should be able to list literally everything down. Like, okay, yep, this, all this is included. This is what's not included in your regular clean. This falls under the stage of deep clean. They should be able to give you that very quickly. Number 2, what question to ask your cleaner? How many short-term rentals are you currently cleaning? That is one of my favorite ones to ask, and making sure it is a short-term rental, because a regular real estate clean or a house clean is completely different than a short-term rental clean. There's multiple things that you need to do on a short-term rental clean that you don't need to do on a regular clean, and then vice versa. So making sure that they have some experience with short-term rentals specifically is really, really important. And then the last one is essentially, what is your process when something happens? This is a really open-ended one that I really like, is what's the process when something happens? Once again, like I mentioned earlier, things are going to happen. It's just how you adapt and essentially react to those things that do happen. So for example, what's your cleaning process when something happens? And then just let them talk about it. Okay, first we'll do this, second we'll do this, third we'll do this. really just getting that process mapped out in the interview stage is really, really important, because worst case scenario is you don't ask that question and you get to a point where something does happen and they're like, wait a second, why didn't you handle it this way? So you really just getting out ahead of that right there is really important. I'm curious for you, what questions did you have about cleaners? Is there anything I didn't cover? Anything else you want to learn more about? We don't have any questions in this one. So once again, just kind of high level, hire a team, not an individual, having some type of online communication. We use Slack. We love Slack. It increases, you can search in there. Text messages don't get lost. Emails don't get lost in your inbox. Having an open line of communication is really important with your cleaners. Number 4, having an online portal as well to essentially check and make sure everything is actually scheduled. You can actually outsource that to a VA or a team member of some sort. Having a subscription for towels, linens, soaps, things like that, that essentially keeps the cleaner accountable and making sure that they're not just like, oh, we lost these sheets, like expense the owner, make them pay for new ones. We definitely don't want to do that. We want to be as cost effective as possible. Next one is having a QC team. Having a QC team that will go back and check past the cleaners and making sure the property is 5-star quality. Where to find cleaners? Turnover Airbnb is a really good marketplace. Full disclosure, we haven't used that service. Our cleaners came from a referral and they're amazing, but that's essentially it. I'm curious if there's anything else I may have missed, anything else you are curious about learning for the cleaning side of it. Once again, cleaners are really, really important, the heart of your online or your property management business. Once again, it's Caleb from MyTripify. If you want short-term turnkey property management, we do it in Charlotte. We're very good at it. Shoot us a message. Shoot me a message, mytripify.com if you want to learn more. We have some exclusive tools for investors to purchase properties as well. We have a thing called an investor portal that if you work with us, we'll give you access to. But other than that, hope you're doing well. Happy Friday. And yeah.